I cannot remember the first time I masturbate. My earliest memories threw me back when I was around 6. My parents just had explained me what having sex was, and I think the idea of it just aroused me. Later, when I went to bed, I started to think about it, and, really naturally, I rubbed my vulva against the pillow. I started to feel in peace with my pubic hair not so long ago. I used to remove all of them, being afraid of being repulsive. Then, I slowly started to let them grow, zone by zone. Now, I feel like I claimed back my pussy. I feel that it's wilder now. This hairy situation had always been stressful, because you tell to yourself, what if something happens and I have hair? I touch myself quite often, but when I go through stressful times, I tend to forget this aspect of my body. So like trying to find the motivation to go to the gym, I encourage myself to masturbate, knowing that I will feel much better after. Smoking weed increases my sexual desires and sensations. So when I want to treat myself, I roll a joint at night before going to bed, and I touch myself. The first time I watched porn was during a sleepover at my best friend. I think we were 14. My friend got offered a computer for her birthday, so it was the first time we could have access to internet in the intimacy of her room. She had told me about these porn videos she was watching, and we agreed on watching them together. We watched 2 of them, and I remember being so turned on that I was really feeling the need to masturbate. But I couldn't, because I was with my friend. Those 2 videos became my fantasies for a really long time. I was talking with my boyfriend about getting a dildo for myself to change my masturbation routine. I remember him telling me not to buy it too big to prevent my vagina from becoming wider for his own pleasure.
I was 6 years old when me and my cousin invented this game. We realized we can lay on our stomach and rub our vulva on the ground, and it will make this warm sensation of pleasure. Not only on the floor, on all sorts of stuff. Remembering this game today made us a bit embarrassed. On my last birthday, I got from my 2 best friends a pink shiny dildo with a clitoral butterfly. I was shocked. Was this a message from my besties? Is this because of the breakup from my ex? I think they are worried about me. The truth is, for a long time I could not orgasm or enjoy without a guy. More importantly, his dick. Now I had an obsession for random guys to achieve satisfaction. But my friends are right. Before I turn to another failing relationship, I need to explore my own sexuality. One night, me and my roommate were really stoned. We were just talking and talking for hours, mostly about sex. She was talking about how her ex made her feel, and then she got up and went to the closet and took out a huge dildo. I think she was hiding this dildo. Then she told me it was a copy of her ex's penis. He had it casted while he was erected and gave it to her as a gift right after they broke up. Talk about glorification. This morning I cut my hair on my vulva. I cut it really fast, and now it looks like a guy going bald. Looks really bad. I hope the guy I'm seeing will see it only when the lights are off. When I was 16, I had a boyfriend, and we used to go to my room, close the door, and play around. But then I can always hear my mom outside the room in her study, making it obvious for me that we're not alone. The most embarrassing time is when she came inside with laundry. I never had a real conversation about sex with my mom, only hints. We were having sex, and then he suddenly came. Now I'm laying next to him, totally restless, reaching to his boxers, rubbing up and down, but no luck, he fell asleep.
I like surprises. I like change. And I just remembered how I came one of those nights, soft and slow, throbbing my vagina against the pillow. Why wouldn't he say anything about my newly grown pubic hair? Does he like it? Does he not? I didn't let it grow for him. It just grew. It's for me to savor and perhaps for him to at least acknowledge my hair. And I can't remember how I got my panties off, but I slept naked after coming and brushing my teeth. No idyllic details of this one. I befriended a woman who was way older than me. She introduced me into teledildonics. She was inviting me to explore my sexuality, alone, for my own pleasure. But in reality, I needed someone to control the vibration times through the Dildos app. Is this really what she meant by self-pleasure? Orgasm with a remote-controlled object? Ask me about my morning. Ask me how I started my day. I woke up warm and fingered myself. No mystery.
If people see you naked, sometimes the problem is not that they see you without clothes, it's that they can see that you have pubic hair that makes the situation uncomfortable. The society demands strict requirements for the female body, and one needs a lot of courage to not obey. That body hair is anesthetic is simply a lie. It is a matter of habit. I do not shave my armpit hair in winter and find it very erotic. A completely shaved female body is just too smooth, somehow soulless. Women who stand by and take their lives into their own hands are a threat. Hair removal is a form of submission that can almost be compared to wearing a burqa. I had sex with my boyfriend, but could not relax because I was constantly hoping that he would not touch my unshaven legs. As a teenager, I regularly shaved my armpits. I had an ingrown hair for about 1 year and it didn't really disappear even though I plucked the hair out several times. I was walking around with my big red pimple under my arm and felt uncomfortable for a long time. Then I realized that shaving can make hair so sharp that it grows in more easily. Getting used to hairy armpits took me years, but now I'm glad that I won the confidence to ignore the mainstream beauty ideal. I grew up in a very small village without having internet access in my own room, and at that time smartphones weren't common yet. That's why I sometimes tried to be awake for a long time to secretly watch movies that were not meant for people under the age of 16. Sex scenes in movies influenced my perception of how intercourse between a man and a woman looks like.